majority, would that be a valid answer to the accusations against her? I'm just checking, Chair, whether there is a question I may not have responded to. But I believe they have responded. There are questions, Chair, that the mover, I think this is the last one I have not commented on, that the mover of the motion has said an axe to grind with the governor, dating back to even the electoral period. We do not know, and we'll leave it to you to decide whether that is true. But we have to remind you, the matter before you is a decision endorsed by the County Assembly of Meru, and that there are safeguards in law to ensure that impeachment is not intended to serve personal cause. One of those safeguards, Chair, is the mover has to get at least 2/3 of the members of the Assembly to append their signature before he can even present the motion to the clerk. The second safeguard is that in addition to signing on that motion, the MCAs have to verify their signatures with the clerk so that they are not hard to say, I was drunk, or someone brought me a document to sign and I didn't know. In addition to signing the motion, they have to sign a verification signature. The matter has to be prosecuted before the Assembly with the governor given a chance, that safeguard. And at the Assembly, the mover of the motion must secure a minimum of 2/3 of the MCAs before the matter can be escalated to the Senate, and if he fails to do that, it ends. Before this Senate, Mr. Chair, the Assembly, the mover of the motion, must still get a majority of the delegations to succeed. So it doesn't matter anyway, given all these safeguards, and there are many others. For me, it is a diversionary tactic. Again, perhaps if I were in the governor's shoes, I would say exactly that. The fact that I would say it does not necessarily mean it is correct or that it should be believed. I hope I've addressed all the questions, Chair.
Yes, indeed, but just in case you've left something out, we will still allow you to refer to it as we go along. We want you to exhaust your opportunity completely. Governor?
Thank you, Chair, and members for the questions. I'll address two, then my learned friend, Mr. Mwangi, will address the rest. One is a question on whether there has been any law passed, and this comes from the Senator of Kiambu, that directed the governor to utilize, or rather to disperse the ward fund, and the governor refused to assent to that act. There has been no such act by the County Assembly. What is there currently is that we have an approval of the ward fund by the previous government of 10 million per ward, which the governor has already dispersed to the 45, in fact 46 wards within Meru. But what the MCAs were doing is to demand an extra, because there was some disbursement which was not clear from the previous governments of 20 million, 25 million, and you see that from record from the previous governments. So they wanted the governor to continue with that trend, and the governor said, I'll only do that within what the law provides. And to that extent, the governor sought an advisory from the Controller of Budget. The MCA sent a delegation to that effect, and they were accordingly advised on how to utilize such funds. So it is not true that the governor has refused to assent to any law that the MCAs have passed. Secondly, on the issue of public participation, we submit that public participation should be objective. It cannot be subjective. And that's why you cannot be the investigator, the accuser, and the judge at the same time. So if the MCAs have appended their signature on the impeachment motion, then it defeats logic for them again to preside over the public participation exercise, where they choose who speaks and what even goes into the content of those proceedings. So it's only fair that maybe the office of the clerk or any other body should preside over public participation. Otherwise, there would be no unfairness if the very person who is accusing you is the very person who is collecting views, compiling reports, then purporting to say this is what the public are saying. And we'll be able to demonstrate that indeed most of the people that were against the impeachment were either bad, they were beaten up, and were not allowed to give their views. My learned friend, Mr. Mwangi, will take you through the rest.